Hello guys, and now we are on the part 6 in the Sicilian maneuvering and concepts. And in this position that you are seeing, um, here from the black side, this is the concept for black to trade the light squared bishop for the knight. In many positions, white places a knight on the d5 even while it is still controlled by black pieces. Usually black gives his good light squared bishop for the knight, provided that white is compelled to take with the e-pawn. Then he will try to trade the dark squared bishops and leave white with a light squared bishop that is hampered by d5 pawn, while black's own minor pieces suffer no such limitations. The knight pair is well suited to half closed positions with a stable pawn structure. So here, as you can see, the knight can be taken with the light squared bishop of the black, and he can't take with the queen, and the pawn will come to d5, and it will make the light squared bishop of white bad. So next, black will exchange his dark squared bishop also, and then his pair of knights will be good in this closed position. So the next concept we'll be looking at, here I'll be putting a new position, and let's see, the position is pawns here, and here, and a4, and knights here, and bishop, and the queen, and rook, and king. So and then the rook on a1, and this is the position of white. Now black uh, and black here. Okay, then knight, queen, and bishop, and rook, and this is the position, guys. And what is the concept here is, here let's look from the black side. So here black tries to free his game with central trades, like with the trade of knights, from knight takes d4, and then after bishop takes d4, now there will be e5, and black will free his game. White may answer with the bishop back to e3. Here, if at all, black can go like this, and after e5, white can answer with bishop to e3, and then black reduces the possible supply of attackers even further by taking on f4. He may take on f4, then his knight from f6 can be rerouted to d7 and then to e5. So this is the whole concept of this game. This is the whole concept of freeing his game. After say like this, then the first he may, I'm sorry, the knight is here and the bishop is here. First he may put his bishop to e6, then after white's move he may even put like this and put it to there. And this is the whole concept of the game. So after this he may come like this, and he can put the pawn, then knight here. This is one of the moves maneuvers from the black side. So I just wanted you to show how the moves will come for the black side. And then now let's see on one last position for the white side. And here the position is after this the knight here and here all the knight and the rook here and queen, then rook, then king. So this is the position of white, and for black it resembles like the last position. I think it is the exact like last position and the same position like the last one. And so now I'm going to explain about for the concept for white side, how white can maneuver his pieces. So now and this is the position of black. So and here the decision whether to attack with the pieces behind or in front of pawns. In the classical Scandinavian, white very soon faces the point of deciding between two very different methods of attack. So the first option for him is uh, there are two options: putting the queen on e1, then on g3. So like for example, he can go queen e1, bishop d7, and then queen to g3. Now castling, White has placed his queen in front of his pawns with the maneuver of queen to d1 and I mean from queen d1 to e1 and g3. He can then direct more pieces to the king side, like say with from the bishop from e2 he can place it on d3, and the bishop on e3 can be placed on d4. So both the bishops are placed in the d file, aiming at the king, and may create some central tension using the e and f pawns. This is the first option for white. So let's see the second option. Black having the same position. So another option for white is he can, instead of putting the queen on g3, he may put it to d2 here and put the light squared bishop on f3, and say the knight is on p3 and the pawn is on a4. This is also one of the positions, opening positions for white. So in this kind of position, here white has decided to go pawn storm, beginning with the g4 g5, like that. He needs to be careful about how he prepares. When the g pawn is pushed, his own king may be weakened. A good rule of thumb: white should only do this if black cannot open the center with e5 push. So there is a risk of weakening his king side. So he must be very careful that black has no options of opening the center with the e5 push, and also he must not have the option of trading the knight on d4. So knight goes to b3, and also there are two possibilities to open the center with e5 or d5. So here what is the plan is, here after this black may go rook b8, then so he must not allow the opening of the center. So the queen can go to h4 now. From the queen, now the queen can come to f2, then to h4, and he can place the a1 rook on d1 and lift it to d3 and bring it to h4, I mean h3, and put the dark squared bishop on c1 and the light squared bishop on g2, and here we don't want to put the f1 rook on h3 because already it is standing well on f1. So you must bring the other rook, the rook on a1, to d1 and then to d3, then to h3. So the rook on f1 will support the push of the f pawn and also the g pawn. And black will try to put his knight on c4 by putting knight a5, then knight to c4, attacking the e3 bishop, and the e3 bishop must be retreated to c1. Uh, here here white retreats his bishop and keeps it, and also protects the b2 pawn. So I'll be showing you model games in this. So the concept of Sicilian game plan and maneuvers is over. This is the last video, and from my next video I'll be showing you model games from the Scheveningen variation. So thank you all.